As part of your action plan, it's really important to have a well-defined goal. And we find that this is an area that is difficult for many people to clearly figure out what that looks like and how they should write it out. And so we like to use a particular strategy called SMART goals. And this stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So, specific, what will this goal accomplish? Measurable, how will you measure whether or not the goal has been reached? Achievable, is it possible? Relevant, meaning results focused. What is the reason, purpose, or benefit of accomplishing the goal? Is it in line with the library vision? And time bound, when is the completion date of this particular goal? So it's easy to talk about the SMART principle, but it's a little bit more difficult when you have to apply it. So let's look at two goals and apply that concept, the SMART concept, and see what you think. The two goals are number one, 50% of the new books are on the shelf within 5 days after library receipt by August 12, 2015. Or number two, make new materials accessible to users more quickly. So which goal is written most clearly and why? And what are the problems with the weaker goal? So here you should really get the group to participate with you and to pick out the right goal and ask them to define why did they pick that goal, to specifically point out the areas where they think this goal is a better goal than the other. And the answer to this slide is that goal 1 is a stronger goal because it mentions 50% of new books and it has timelines. So let's look at some more goals. And in this particular set of goals, we want to look at which goal is the easiest to measure. We've got two examples. So let's look at number one example, A and B. A says 50% of the library users will become more literate. B says the circulation of materials to users between the ages of 5 to 14 will increase by 10%. Which is the strongest goal? The answer to this one is that it's B, because it's easier to measure. It's very difficult to measure 50% of library users. You may not even know how many library users you have in your community or you could potentially have in your community. Let's move on to example number 2. A, 120 new library users will sign up for membership cards. B, 10% of community users will sign up for a new membership card. Which of these two goals is the strongest goal? Answer A. Again, because it's easier to measure. You know that you can count to the 120, you know exactly when you've reached that goal. It's very hard to say how many people are in your community and to know whether 10% is a goal that you can reach. So looking at these 4 goals, what's missing from these 4 goals? And the answer to that should be from your participants' timeline. So that moves us to the next set of goals that we want to look at. Which goal has the best timeline? 1. The circulation of materials to users between the ages of 5 to 14 will increase by 10% in the next year. 120 community members will sign up for a membership card by December 30th, 2016. Which of these goals has the best timeline? The answer is 2, because it has a clearly defined timeline. Next year is much too vague.